Hey guys, Scott here. Before the video continues, I just want to say a quick shout out and thank you to our sponsors. Project EXT has been instrumental in helping us support both the Digimon and Dragon Ball communities with tournaments and product, as well as giving you a discounted price. You can find the link below with the code LPG5OFF on orders over 50 USD. We'd also like to thank Card Market for providing us with vouchers. For those who are just signing up to Card Market, we also have vouchers to give you a little bit extra to start buying with. Card Market, one of the best places to get singles in Europe. Enjoy the video.
Hello, welcome to London Players Guild. Today we have another deck profile for you for the Store Championship format, which sadly already started, but things were happening, life is happening, and sadly I'm only getting around now to do it. But here we are, the Shadow Dragon Killer, the Potaru Fused Zamasu / Fused Zamasu Divine Runebringer. So let's go first through the leader. Oh, by the way, this deck profile will have no sideboard. I lost all my data and everything, and I need to start rebuilding all the scenes, and I just wanted to push in the deck profile for you guys as soon as possible. So, there we go. Fused Zamasu. Front side. Whenever this card attacks, you draw one card. It doesn't matter what do you attack, you just need to attack. And double awakening condition, so you either need to have 4 or less life or 4 or more energy. Well, we have seen this in like Reboot Beerus and other similar leaders. I think Dr. Uiro had similar one as well. And the awaken is switch 1 energy to active and then draw 1 card. Simple enough, gives you more opportunity to do things. You can actually combo with this quite well. There's a lot of stuff you can do in this deck. A lot of it comes from actually playing with the deck, so and the deck is quite cheap. Cutting out maybe the Zeno and counterplay Trunks. But yeah, if you can get them, then the deck is fairly cheap and quite strong. Awakened Leader, Fused Zamasu, Divine Runebringer. When this card attacks, you draw 1 card. The important thing here, it's not once per turn. And why it's important? Well, let's go to the activate main. This one is once per turn. You can choose one of your energy and place it in your drop area. If you do that, you choose one of the effects. Either this leader gets dual attack, so you will draw 2 cards out of that, or you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. So the leader has built-in removal. Essentially, any card in your hand will be that removal. You can use the energy first, and then you can send it to the drop area to remove something, or you can use the energy given to you by Zeno, Cosmic Unison, etc., etc. So there is a removal, or if there's nothing to remove because barrier or something else, you have a dual attack that draws a card every single time. So the card is strong. It's a good Unison hater, and the deck usually oscillates around having 4 energy. If you have Zeno established on board, usually you don't need to have more than 3 energy during your turn, because then you use Zeno, get that 4th energy, play out your turn, and then send that energy from Zeno to activate your leader effect. Speaking of Zeno, he's our Unison of choice. He's an absolute monster in this deck. So he's specified 2 blue Unison card. He has 9,000 power only, so essentially anything can hit him, and he can't hit anything. +2, activate main. If your leader card is mono blue, you place the top card of your deck in your energy, and you can place cards in your energy for the turn. Then at the end of the turn, you choose that exact card you placed in your energy by the skill in your drop area. So if you send it to the drop area with your Zamasu leader, Zeno will not pop any of your energy, so you can actually use that energy you get from Zeno. And then -5, which you actually are not going to use very often in this deck, is choose all cards in all battle areas, ignoring barrier, and shuffle them into their owner's decks. The reason why you're not going to be doing that is because it gets rid of your Tragedy Overground, which you want to keep on board, and it can remove your indestructible guys. Unless your opponent actually removes your combo pieces, or you don't really need Tragedy Overground because you are playing against Pilaf. then that's fine. You can use Zeno if you need to, but in that situation, if you're already overrun and Zeno is on 5, then I don't think you would have an actual opportunity to use that. So Zeno is played here plainly for the +2 to get that additional energy every single turn. A super combo of choice is Son Gohan Accelerated Slam. So this is a 4 life or less super combo for blue. So when you combo and you have 4 life or less and your leader is blue, you draw 1 card. And 0 cost 10k combo. I tried the Zeno, but it just doesn't work in this deck. You don't want to offensively you don't want to really rotate your energy that much. You don't have hand big enough for that because you always need to stick defensive, or you want to stick your 9-drop on board as soon as possible. So you try to keep your combo pieces where you can. We do play 3 copies of Counterplay. We are playing one in the sideboard. Again, you can't see the sideboard, but sideboard is very generic. If you've seen my Shadow Dragons video and Frieza video, you can see that majority of that is graveyard hate, which you don't need in general, but against certain decks, it's good to have some graveyard hate. So essentially, that's what you want to side in. Also, this deck sides in the blockers, the black cards. You want to have all cards in your deck to be blue. I lost couple of games because my Zeno charged a black card, and you just can't have that. You need to have all blue. If you are against a really, really aggressive deck, that's when you side in 4 blockers. Or if you are against someone that you need that graveyard hate, that's when you put your towers in. And that's about that. So SS Trunks, gold ceiling technique. So it's a counterplay. You can use it for free if you have a blue unison with 2 or more markers in play. And you can so then you can activate this for free from your hand. When you activate this counterplay, you can't activate counterplay skills of other cards for the turn. And then you get a choice. You either discard Trunks, and the card that is supposed to be played goes back to hand. And if you don't discard him, you just play him. So he's either a free 15k body on board, or you can use him to stop any battle card from being played. So for example, your opponent activates Syn Shenron, activate main, pay 6 energy, you just ditch Trunks, and all of that goes back to hand. And they don't get anything on board. And usually they won't have energy to play anything either. So this can stop those big combos. Problem is that usually, again, you don't have that big of a hand, so this does not stick on board. And you have a better win condition against Shadow Dragons, which is Tragedy, Overground, which you can get reliably turn 3 or 4. You just need to get the right cards, and a lot of those cards are actually searchable. Next is my Bulwark of the Future. So she's a 1-drop. Yeah, she searches top 5 cards from the deck. She either searches for Zeno, or she searches for blue Trunks Future and adds it to hand, and you shuffle your deck. So we play 11 targets for her in the deck. We have 4 Zenos, which ideally that's what we want to find turn 1. Although there are sometimes better turn 1 plays. We have 3 counter plays, and then we have 4 counter attacks, which are the last card in the deck, but we're going to go through that. So there is a decent amount of targets, and those targets are important counter pieces that are worth having. She is mostly here to find Zeno. If you don't see Zeno, your strategy just doesn't work. The whole deck depends on you drawing Zeno. That's why we play 4 Mai, and that's why we play 4 Zeno. Next, we have 3 Respectful Master Gowasu. So another 1-drop. This time it looks at the top 7, and you can search for any blue Zamasu and add it to hand. Simple as that. We do play 12 different Zamasus and 8 Goku Blacks. Yeah, we play maximum of what we can because we need to find as many pieces as possible. It's as simple as that. There is a couple of interesting combos there, but the 9-drops Goku Black are mostly played here because they're Goku Black, so we can charge them and use them from energy to go into Union Fusion. Union Potara. Yeah, so the 9-drop Goku Black Rosa Lofty Aspirations. 9-drop 3 blue required, 30,000 power, triple strike. You can also X-evolve him on top of a blue Goku Black for 3 blue and 1 energy. You can also evolve a card from your energy. So you can evolve this on top of the energy. And if your leader card is a blue Zamasu or Goku Black card, and your opponent has 5 or more energy, when you evolve into this card, you can place up to 2 of your opponent's energy in their owner's drop area. So as your opponent continues their play, you can push them back. Again, I never found myself actually playing this card because usually, I guess against Syn Shenron, you could do that. But yeah, usually it doesn't really matter that much. He's a good finisher. He has the triple strike, so definitely worth keeping that in mind. When your opponent goes down to 3 life, you can just drop this and attack for game. Not many negates in this format. Then we have Goku Black, Future Decimator. So this one is a very simple card. If your leader card is a blue Zamasu Goku Black, you can place this card from your energy, from your hand into your energy. But then you can't place cards in your energy, or you cannot play cards other than Mono Blue Zamasu or Goku Black cards for the turn. And at the end of the turn, if this card is still in your energy, you place it in a drop area. So it's another effect like Zeno. So you can put the card from hand into your energy and then use it for something. And then you can sacrifice it with your leader to get additional effects. So it's a pseudo Zeno. It's definitely something you will charge naturally more often than not. Although I had situations when I was at 4 energy and I would just use this effect to charge rather than use Zeno, because then I knew that I would get that Goku Black that I was missing to go into combo. The big boy. The reason why this whole deck actually is worth playing. Fused Zamasu the Divine Immortal. So it's indestructible dual attack 35,000. And you can drop them turn 3, I think, soonest. Then you can drop another one turn 4. If I'm not mistaken. Or you can drop them turn 4, turn 5, something like that. You can drop them reliably. He evolves on top of a blue Zamasu with energy cost of exactly 5, so he can't evolve on top of himself. And he has a very strong activate main / battle effect. You can place this card in its owner's drop area. You activate up to 1 Tragedy Overground from either your hand, drop area, deck, or energy area. So there is no way that Tragedy Overground won't be activated unless both of them get into your life, because we're only playing 2. And then if you look through your deck, you shuffle it. The important thing here is that it's activate battle, so you can pull the trigger on this card during your opponent's attack. And this card is really hard to remove, especially in this format. I don't think there is anything that removes Barry, because opposing Zeno does not remove this fused Zamasu. I think you could get enough power reduction. I'm not convinced. You would need to play like 2, no, even 2 Syns. That's only minus 30. Yeah, it's a very difficult card to remove without attacking. That's the important thing here. Fuse Zamasu, Advocate for Evil. It's a 5-drop, 24,000. Indestructible again. That Indestructible is a very powerful skill because that lets you keep on putting pressure on your opponent. You just keep on attacking and they need to keep on defending because then there is that threat of the triple strike somewhere that you can play. So this is simple. For free, you can union Potara, Blue Zamasu, and Blue Goku Black. But if you have 3 or more energy, you can choose battle cards in your energy when choosing cards to use with this card's union skill from your hand. So on turn 3, I think, if you already had Zeno, so you can use Zeno to get the energy. There was some... yeah, you could play like Zamasu, then get Zeno to get the energy, and then do this one with... So assuming you had 3 energy, right? One of them is Goku Black. You pay 1 with Goku Black for the 1-drop Zamasu, which charges another one. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it's blue and the whole deck is blue. So you're up to 4. You Zeno, you're up to 5. You can awaken. Or you cannot awaken, you don't need to awaken. You can use that Goku Black you used for Zamasu and that Zamasu that's in battle area for this fused Zamasu. And then you have 4 energy to evolve into a 9-drop. So you can do it turn 3. It's actually not that difficult to do it turn 3. The important thing is that you need to have Zeno, you need to have 1-drop Zamasu in hand, and you need to have any Goku Black in the energy. And then you need to, of course, have 5 and 9-drop in hand as well. There's a lot of pieces, but those pieces are mostly easy to find with a respectable master Goasu. But I keep on going on about Zamasu Cosmic Traitor, and that's the 1-drop I'm on about. So, if your leader card is a blue Zamasu or Goku Black card, when this card is played from your hand, which is important, you place the top card of your deck in your energy. Then at the end of the turn, if the card you placed in your energy with this skill is still in your energy, you place that specific card to your drop area. Otherwise, you choose any card in your energy and place it in the drop area. So the important thing about this card is it doesn't give you that restriction that you can't play any more energy. That's why you can go from 3 energy to 5 energy, even without Zeno, if you have, for example, a Goku Black Future Decimator. A sad thing is you can't first Goku Black and then play Zamasu. That doesn't work, but then you can just awaken, switch that 1 energy that you used for Zamasu to active, then evolve using that Goku Black Future Decimator and this 1-drop Zamasu, and then you still have 4 energy open and you can go into a 9-drop. So you can go into a 9-drop without Zeno, but Zeno just lets you see more cards. Yeah. This card is the biggest part of the combo, surprisingly, because it lets you go turn 3 into the 9-drop. And that's scary. That's like the scariest thing in this deck. You go into a 9-drop, dual attack, indestructible. Even if they have 9-drop Syn Shenron, it doesn't matter. You just leave it inactive. It's their turn. He gets his skills back, and he has Activate Battle. So as soon as they attack, you can just pull the trigger, Tragedy Overground, and suddenly they can only play the Dragon Balls and the 3-drop Haze Shenron. All the cards in their deck that they can play. Next, we have a counterplay. There is a couple of decks that are notoriously difficult to deal with, and those are going to be aggro decks. So we have 3 God Slicing Black Kamehameha. It's a 2-drop. You either play Zeno on 2 or you keep 2 energy open for this card. And the card is essentially a counterplay. So if you have you need to have a blue Unison card in play. I keep on forgetting about that. So you go turn 2 Zeno, and then you have this open for when your opponent just tries to peel off you. And you go God Slicing Black Kamehameha by discarding 2 cards from hand. Then you draw a card. The 2-drop that's starting their chain goes to the bottom of the deck, so they don't get the battle cards. They don't get anything. And in the late game, it's something that's worth keeping because you don't use your energy later on. When you have already one of the fused Zamasus established, you don't really use your energy. You keep on building your hand size with your leader dual attack every turn. You will side in 4th one of those just to be able to deal with some annoying aggro decks. Because as long as you see Zeno, you're fine. You can see some aggro decks. And Tragedy Overground, the scariest field that I have seen. So this card can't be removed from your battle area by the skills of your opponent's battle cards. It can be removed by Zeno Unison, so you need to be careful with that. And when your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost of 4 or more, it is placed in its owner's energy in rest mode instead. So what's wrong about that? It's a replacement effect. It's not a counterplay, so the flag doesn't stop it. The cards don't enter the battle area, so they're not removed from the battle area. They don't have when played effects, etc. And then when this card is activated, you choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place them in the owner's energy in rest mode. So this is what I was talking about when I said that the 9-drop fused Zamasu can just pull the trigger during your opponent's turn, just charge their whole board, and then they have nothing. And you sit with Tragedy Overground. If you do that against Syn Shenron and you can defend against the 3-drop Haze, you're good. Another card I decided to play is Absolute Confidence. So originally I was not playing this card, but A, it's a good blue card, and B, it's a 2-drop, activate main battle, so can be used during either player's turn. You choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with cost 3 or less, return it to hand, and draw 1 card. This is nothing, you pay 2 energy to draw 1 card. Not big deal. The important thing is, choose one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. In certain decks, if you can reduce the markers down significantly, you can just go confidence, confidence, and your unison is dead on the swing into me. Or they attack you with Bardock, which they usually play on 4. Frieza plays Bardock unison on 4. If I remember correctly, it's a -3 that gives it triple attack. They always leave it on 1 marker, and then you just go confidence, and your kill turn is gone. Suddenly your kill turn doesn't do anything. So this was put in here against the Frieza matchup. And the very last card is the tournament pack, sadly, Super Saiyan 2 Trunks Heroic Prospect. So this is a counterattack which this deck sorely needs. And during your opponent's turn, if you have a blue unison card in play, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2, so it's a 1-drop 15k, but negate the attack and play this card. Also, when this card is played, your opponent cannot attack with battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy for the turn, unless they choose 2 cards in their hand and place them at the bottom of their deck in any order. So it gives that additional stipulation. Goku Black is absolutely amazing in that situation, but more often than not, you'll already resolve Tragedy Overground. The biggest card they're going to have on board is going to be a 3-drop. And Goku Black can put them minimum to free energy. So this is not going to come in as often as you would think. This format is fairly low curve oriented beside the Shadow Dragons, but then the Shadow Dragons are better served with Tragedy Overground. We still play 4 of those because it's a defensive option. It just stops flat out the attack. We do not have any negate that actually stops the attack in this game, in this format, sorry. So yeah, this is my take on the Zamasu, which I absolutely love. It is a Shadow Dragon killer. So if you think your Store Championships will have a lot of Shadow Dragons, this is the deck that just swims through that. You literally stop their ability to play cards. You only need to deal with 3-drop Haze Shenron, with the leader, and with Mechikabura. But you can deal with Mechikabura yourself. Mechikabura cannot take the indestructible cards because they can't leave your battle area, which is an important thing to know. So sitting on the indestructible 9-drop seems to be the play here. And then you threaten that finish with the Goku Black Rose because you will have 4 of those and it's a triple strike. More often than not, you will just try to put as many indestructible things on board so you can just keep on hitting. And of course, the additional removal with the leader. If they drop 3-drop Haze Channel, you just need to survive that. And rather than give your leader dual attack, you just put that 3-drop Haze Channel at the bottom of the deck so they can't see it again. And you just keep on doing that. They can find it, of course, with the Dragon Balls, etc. But they still need to get into that. You can just kill it with dual attack, draw more cards. But be careful that you don't mill yourself. Zeno puts a card from your deck and then you draw 2 and then you draw at the beginning of your turn. That's 4 cards you draw that leave your deck every turn. That can get fairly dicey and dangerous. I almost milled myself a couple of times. But yeah, it's a fun deck. Give it a try, sorry. And sideboard, again, you want your 4 Towas and you want your 4 blockers. That's the main thing. You can top up on the God Slicing Kamehameha, you can top up on Trunks, you can top up on Absolute Confidence. Those are options against certain deck, match them to your meta. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next deck profile, which I actually am not sure what's going to be.
Scott back again here, this time at the end of the video. Thanks again to our sponsors, and I hope you just enjoyed the video. This time I've got to ramble about what's in the description. So we've got our Facebook, our Twitch, our Patreon, our website. It's all down there, as well as the links to our sponsors, any guests or any special credits, and as always our community links are in there also. So our Discord, as well as the Digimon Facebook group and Dragon Ball Facebook group. More may be added in the future. Maybe. I don't know. This is past Scott. Future Scott could do whatever he wants. He's probably not going to do whatever he wants. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time.